The Pacers had an interesting draft. I actually think the Pacers had a B plus. I give them a B plus in this draft. I was actually impressed by what they did, and I think they made some right moves. I think they were telling. I think they're going to go into a rebuild. What are your thoughts down below, Pacers fans? What do you guys think of this? And let's get right into today's video and let's talk about it. Bennedict Mathurin. Like and subscribe, and let me hear your comments down below. Bennedict Mathurin. This guy's only a month older than Chet Holmgren, and he's played 2 years of college basketball. Dude, this guy is such a good scorer. I fell in love with him during Arizona's run because I go to the University of Kansas, but I had in my bracket Arizona winning the tournament. And dude, he was a dog in the tourney. Same thing with Christian Koloko. Shout out the Raptors for getting him. But the floor of Mathurin's so high because of his shooting ability. He can shoot off the catch. He can do some real movement off ball. And he generates his own three-point shots with or without the ball in his hand. And on top of that, he's a good pull-up shooter who takes strides, like has taken strides as a creator and even as a playmaker. And I really don't think he'll fail on offense. He'll develop perfectly next to Chris Duarte and Tyrese Haliburton. That's awesome that they have 1 through 3 there, and then they have Isaiah Jackson to replace Miles Turner. All they need now is a power forward for the future, okay? And look, obviously there's some questions about Mathurin's lack of fundamentals defensively, but I think he's developed enough tools and made enough strides to believe that with the proper level of investment, he could be a plus defender. I mean, he's 6'6" with what, like a 6'10" wingspan. So he's a guy who, at the very least, is going to be developing into a third option offensively is his floor. And I think he could become a first option if everything goes well, and he could become one of the better two-way players in the NBA. Now, look, I think Indiana was smart because they needed a starting caliber wing to pair up around Tyrese Haliburton and Duarte, and I think it's perfect. You got Duarte, you can play either small forward or shooting guard, and then you put Mathurin at shooting guard or small forward, whichever you want to put him. Haliburton at point guard. You got, if you trade Turner and Brogdon, you got Jackson and Goga at center. Power forward's O'Shea Brissett right now, but that could be fixed real quick. I think this was a great pickup by them, and Mathurin, it sets up a lot of things. And then with pick 31, what did they do? They found Malcolm Brogdon's replacement, Andrew Nembhard. Good pickup. I know he's 22. He's 6'4". And I honestly, I give them a B plus in this draft, I think, due to the fact of what they've done. Nembhard, dude, this guy got better and better every year. And he transferred over to, I'm trying to remember where he transferred from. He transferred from, it wasn't a small program. That was the other thing. He didn't come from like a no-name program. He just transferred to Gonzaga to be able to play some of the best competitions. Yeah, he played for the Florida Gators for a few years. And on the Gators, I mean, he was a similar player. But at Gonzaga for his last 2 years, he just became, a really good three-point shooter, a guy who can run the offense. And he put on a show at the Combine, embarrassed fools. And look, he's probably one of the highest intelligence levels as a passer and playmaker in this draft, and he has great decision making. He can pull up and shoot, and has a really good floater. Okay, I'm a huge fan of the floater, and he's just got a good intelligence on defense. Yes, he doesn't have the ability to break guys down with the dribble on an island, which will hold him back from being a high level starter. But I can think he can develop into a spot level starter, high end backup, and if his shooting holds up, dude, this is going to be a guy who, look, he made an impression at the Combine by just balling out, and I think if they move on from Brogdon, they have the perfect backup point guard, in my opinion. So in my opinion, I thought that was a good deal. And then at 48, the Pacers got back on the clock from the Timberwolves, and they took Kendall Brown, 5-star recruit, 6'8". It's the shooting. We saw a little bit from Brown early in the year, like what he could be, but his latter portion of the year, he really tailed off. And Baylor was actually better when he was off the floor. But if you want to buy into his freak athleticism and switchability guarding 1 through 4, this guy, as long as he can, learn how to be a good shooter on offense as like a potential ball screen roller or, floor space or somewhat, it's, I had a late first, second round grade on him. So they came in and swooped him. Like, great move at 48. He has the tools to be a really good forward/wing in the NBA for a long time. I know the offense is a question, but he was a guy that I saw going at the beginning of the second, late end of the first round. So in my opinion, great pickup. What are your thoughts down below?